Another job successfully completed on a construction site, and not a single accident involving vehicles. How come? Because health and safety weren't taken for granted, because they were not considered someone else's responsibility, and because they were everyone's #1 concern. They have to be, because these statistics are grim. Every year, there are over 1,000 major injuries and around 70 deaths involving vehicles in the workplace. Let's start with the client's initial responsibilities. The first is to provide the planning supervisor with all relevant health and safety information for the projected work in order to produce a pre-tender health and safety plan. The plan must highlight hazards underground, overhead and on the surface, nearby railways and so on. It covers possible vehicle and pedestrian restrictions, public and emergency vehicle access, working time restrictions, peak hour diversions and other relevant traffic information. Speed can be a killer, so appropriate speed limits and calming measures must be in place, always remembering that some vehicles may be unsuitable for passing over road humps. Near residential areas, special attention should be paid to the health and safety of disabled people by providing ramps, etc. And wherever possible, site, delivery and private vehicles should be kept apart. Varying routes should be established for different vehicle types, as well as for site workers and pedestrians. In this case, site workers have a different and well-defined entrance to the plant. It's an unavoidable fact that many sites will be uneven and covered in slush, mud, water. So a banksman directing traffic will often have to work in tricky conditions. There must be constant visual contact between drivers and banksmen. Among the cardinal rules is that banksmen must be correctly dressed and never stand directly behind a reversing vehicle or allow themselves to be distracted. This volunteer shows how it shouldn't be done. What's the driver's responsibility for his load? Well, in the first place, he needs to be sure that it's suitable for the vehicle and for the site roads. He must make sure the load is evenly distributed and secure enough not to fall when restraints are removed. Whenever possible, everything should be covered over.